Hi friends, welcome to Gallant IAS. This is Let's Score 120 Plus in Prelims 2021 series, and here we'll be solving a model question from Indian polity, and based on that we will learn some core facts and concepts to help your prelims preparation. And the question for today is, consider the following statements. The sessions judge has the power to impose the capital punishment. Okay, even though a judge of High Court is appointed by the governor, he can only be removed by the President of India after parliamentary approval. The recommendations of Interstate Council are binding on the government. Find the correct answer. So regarding Sessions Judge, see, District Judge is the head of the District Judiciary. Okay, when District Judge deals with the civil cases, when District Judge deals the civil cases, he is called a District Judge, and when he deals with the criminal cases, he is called Sessions Judge. Okay, a single person, when he sits for a civil case, he is called District Judge, and when he sits for a criminal case, he is called a Sessions Judge. And one thing you have to note down, even the Sessions Judge has the power to impose a capital punishment. That means death penalty. The Sessions Judge has the power to impose death penalty, but only thing is that it has to be approved by the High Court concerned. Even if a appeal goes or appeal does not goes, not an issue. If a Sessions Judge imposes death penalty, then High Court has to confirm it. Even appeal goes or not. That provision you please note down. So statement number 1 is correct here. Why? Sessions Judge has the power to impose capital punishment. Yeah, he has the power to impose capital punishment. But thing is that it has to be approved by the concerned High Court. Okay. 2. Even though a judge of High Court is appointed by the governor, he cannot be removed by the President of India after parliamentary approval. The second part is correct. He can be removed by the President of India after parliamentary approval. But think, even though the judge of High Court is appointed by the governor, no. I told you already, we must know who appoints whom, who administers oath to whom, and who submits resignation to whom. All these things are important. So here, the High Court judges are appointed by the President of India only and not by the governor. So 2 is wrong. Fine. Third, the recommendations of Interstate Council are binding on the government. See, as I said earlier, Article 263 provides for the Interstate Council that the President can constitute an Interstate Council for better policy coordination with the center as well as states. Okay. But the thing is that recommendations, Interstate Council gives some recommendations to the government. The recommendations are not binding on the government. It is not mandatory that the government should follow the recommendations of those Interstate Council. It is only advisory in nature. Fine. So statement number 3 is wrong here. See, if you know that at least the recommendations are not binding, the third statement is wrong. You can eliminate option D. You can eliminate option C, you can eliminate option B as well. So directly we reset the answer, that is option A, 1 only. Fine. Which among the following statements is or are correct? The Central Bureau of Investigation, that is CBI, is a statutory body. After getting elected to the office of Speaker of Lok Sabha, he should mandatorily give up his party membership to maintain the impartiality of the office. The Constitution debars the retiring election commissioners from further employment in the government. Select the answer, use the codes given below. So regarding CBI, see, CBI is not a statutory body. It is not a constitutional body. It is not a statutory body. CBI is not a statutory body, but the CBI derives its powers from Delhi Police. So Delhi Special Police Establishment Act. The CBI derives its powers from Delhi Special Police Establishment Act of 1946. It is not directly established by, see, what is actually a statutory body? A body established by the Act of Parliament. What is a constitutional body? A body established by the Constitution. Okay, so CBI is not a constitutional body, it is not a statutory body, but it derives, the CBI derives its powers from this act, that is Delhi Special Police Establishment Act of 1946. So statement number 1 is wrong. Regarding 2, after getting, okay, see, in UK, that is United Kingdom, there is a convention that a person after getting elected to the office of Speaker, he gives up his party membership. Why? to maintain the impartiality in that office. But in India, that provision is not fully established. In India, if a member of the Lok Sabha get elected to the office of Speaker, it is not necessary that he should resign from the party membership or he should give up his party membership. He may continue in the party itself or he may resign from the party, not an issue. In India, it is not fully established, but in UK, there is United Kingdom. After getting elected to the office of Speaker, that person usually resigns from the party membership to maintain impartiality. India, it is not mandatory. But statement number says that he should mandatorily give up his party membership. No, it is not mandate on him. Fine. So statement number 2 is wrong here. Third statement says that the Constitution debarred the retiring election commissioners from further employment in the government. No, the Constitution does not debar the retiring election commissioners. Okay, so third statement is also wrong. Since all the statements are wrong here, our answer becomes option D, that is none. Fine. Question number 18 regarding consider the following statements regarding the effects on fundamental rights during national emergency. See, national emergency comes under Article 350 of the Constitution. The grounds are war, external aggression, as well as armed rebellion. Earlier it was internal disturbances. It was replaced with term armed rebellion. Okay. So Article 358 of the Constitution says that whenever a national emergency is declared, the rights under Article 19 is automatically suspended. I repeat once again, Article 358 of the Constitution says that when a national emergency is proclaimed, rights under, that is 6 rights under Article 19 is automatically suspended. But thing is that if the national emergency is declared on the ground of war or external aggression, then only if the national emergency is declared on these 2 grounds, that is war or external aggression, then only Article 19 is automatically suspended. Fine. If the national emergency is declared on the grounds of armed rebellion, then Article 19 is not suspended automatically. That you please note down. Okay. So one says that when national emergency is proclaimed on the grounds of war or external aggression or armed rebellion, the state can make any law or can take any executive action taking away the fundamental rights granted under Article 19. That is wrong. Why? Because if it is declared on armed rebellion, the state cannot make law anything which violates the Article 19. Only in the case of war or external aggression, Article 19 are automatically suspended. So these grounds, the difference between those grounds, please note down. Fine. So one is wrong here. Again, Article 359 says that Article 350(19) authorizes the President of India to suspend the enforcement of fundamental rights. I repeat once again, Article 359 empowers the President to suspend the enforcement of fundamental rights other than Article 19, again except Article 20 and 21. See, the rights are not suspended. The enforcement of, that is, if a right is violated, then the person cannot approach the judiciary. The rights are not suspended, but the enforcement of those rights except Article 20 and Article 21 are suspended by a separate special order of the President. That is mentioned under Article 359 of the Constitution. I repeat once again, the other rights are not suspended, but the enforcement of rights are suspended. Except, that is, the enforcement of Article 20 and 21 is not suspended, but other rights, their enforcement is suspended by a presidential order. But here statement says that during national emergency, the fundamental rights other than those mentioned in Article 19, except Article 20 and 21, can also be suspended. See, the rights cannot be suspended, only their enforcement is suspended. Fine. So statement number 2 is also wrong. So our answer becomes option D, that is neither one. It is neither one nor two. Okay. I hope you are clear now. Fine.